Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughter-Zinski with you, and tonight we finish off the evening tonight making our softball player of the year announcements here on BSN. We're going to name the player of the year, the coach of the year, and the offensive player of the year. The offensive player of the year will be the last award we give out. Yep, it was the hardest of the other ones we're going to be giving out. We're going to start with our player of the year because it is the first time in the brief history, 3 years, 2.5, almost 3 year history of Brevard Sports Network, in which we didn't have a nominees for player of the year. We just simply named a player of the year. And I think that if you've been paying attention over the last couple of weeks and you've looked at the national and state awards that this young lady has won, there is absolutely no doubt that the 2022 Brevard Sports Network Softball Player of the Year is Jazzy Francic. And all of these awards tonight, by the way, Coach Dana, I want to thank Coach Dana and Kendal Signs. Kendal Signs has been terrific to Brevard Sports Network, and the information for the top-notch sign company in Central Florida is right there at the bottom of the screen. But Jazzy Francic is undoubtedly the softball player of the year. And when just today, look at the awards Jazzy has won this year. The high school, she's Melbourne High School MVP, the Breakfast of Champions, All Cape Coast Conference, the Florida Today Player of the Year, the Florida Dairy Farmers 6A Player of the Year, the Florida Dairy Farmers Miss Florida Softball Player of the Year, the Florida Gatorade Player of the Year. And today, by the way, Max Preps named her the Florida Softball Player of the Year. Her numbers are just unbelievably astounding for the 6A state champion Melbourne Bulldogs. 19-1 this year, a 0.16 ERA, 251 strikeouts, 129 and two-thirds innings pitched. And I don't think, if ever you're looking back on state high school softball state championship wins, one of the most gutsiest performances I've ever seen in any sport, and I think it needs to be talked about by the softball pundits for years to come, is the one delivered by Jazzy Francic coming down the stretch in those final three games. The regional championship, the state semifinals, and then the state championship. I want you to consider this because not only did Jazzy in one game pitch 9 innings, everything went to the end. Everything went to the end. The Melbourne Bulldogs softball team, I think, scored 4 runs in those final 3 games. I mean, it was incredible. Francic didn't allow a run. And I think what's even more remarkable than the numbers or the stats is that she went head-to-head against the three of the best pitchers in the state. That young lady from Bartow and Caitlin Oxley, she was up for a player of the year. The pitcher from Doral Academy, she was up for player of the year. Jazzy just went in and even in the state championship game when she's pitching back-to-back games on 90-plus degree days, struggling a little bit at times to find the spots. She gave up 6 walks in the state championship game. When it mattered most, Jazzy Francic just bore down, got outs, and always gave her team a chance to win in any game, and especially in that regional championship, in that state semifinals, and in that state championship. So once again, congratulations to Jazzy Francic, our 2022 Brevard Sports Network Kendal Signs Softball Player of the Year. And honestly, again, there was no sense. There's a lot of great softball talent in this county. And a lot of young ladies had outstanding years. But none like the year Jazzy Francis had, and I just think it was she was obviously Gatorade, Florida Dairy Farmers, Max Preps, Florida Today, Space Coast Daily. They all agree, right? Jazzy's, look, all the way down at the very, very bottom, there's the lonely BSN Player of the Year award. Jazzy, we got a plaque coming for you, no doubt about it. And the amazing part is she just finished her sophomore season, so we will be blessed to be able to watch Jazzy pitch next year and, of course, beyond. So let's move on to our coach of the year. And you know how much I hate doing the of the year. But we are in that. We did it in baseball with Bobby Collins and Pete Donovan from Melbourne. And we turned right back around and we did it in softball as well. Absolutely. Dan Adele, terrific job. 6A Florida Dairy Farmers Coach of the Year. Stepped in amidst the turmoil to keep that team in the right direction, to do what they did, to go on to win a state championship. Dan Adele, no doubt, deserves to be Manager of the Year for the Melbourne Bulldogs. But our committee, there were some coaches in this county that did some really terrific things this year. And we want to make sure that we always try to recognize, I don't like the philosophy everybody gets a trophy. That's not this. This man deserves to be the co-manager of the year. He came in this year and took over a program last year that was 2-20 last year, 1-10 in 2019 and 2020, 4-21 in 2018 and 2019, 5-18 in 2017 and 2018. And he came in this year and he immediately just turns things around, got to work. Him and his wife, Kathy, got to work, and they started doing locker rooms. And, it was incredible how they came in and dissected everything and went to work at building this softball program. So our co-manager of the year, who had a nice season with a big 10-win turnaround, is Tom Fadul of the Satellite Scorpions. Coach Fadul, Coach Adele, our 2022 Kendal Signs Brevard Sports Network co-managers of the year. And again, Dan Adele absolutely should be on the, right here. Again, he took over. Everybody in the community that knows anything about softball knows what happened at Melbourne. We're not here to rehash that. But Adele's job was to come in and keep these young ladies focused on continuing to do what they knew they were destined to do this year. If you knew anything at all about this team, you knew they belonged playing for a 6A state championship. That's exactly where they got. And once the turmoil kind of took its toll, Coach Adele helped keep them straight. And, of course, Tom Fadul this year. And if you take a look at Satellite this year, Coach Fadul played a pretty tough schedule this year. He went and played in those tournaments in South Florida. He did those things this year to try to build a program. Now, of course, Tom Fadul is a Hall of Famer in his own right. You look at what he has done in the past. Pembroke Pines Charter, over 400 career wins at Pembroke Pines, a state championship, I believe. Just an incredible career Coach Fadul has had, and he could have walked away and retired from coaching, but he didn't. And I tell you what, he comes to Satellite, gets a 12-win season, and just a great year for the Scorps, and something for those student athletes over there to look forward to coming back next year, knowing what the expectation level is for the program. And what can you say about Lisa Davidson? He goes out and hires one of the best ever softball players and coaches here in Brevard County. So Coach Fadul knows how to get the job done, and we'd have been foolish not to recognize Coach Tom Fadul as a co-manager of the year. So congratulations to Dan Adele and Tom Fadul of the Satellite Scorpions. Here's where it gets hard. All right, so let's just tell some truths here. This award, in the end, we broke this award down in segments. We looked at everything, as we always do. Now, this wasn't as tough as the boys' overall baseball player of the year, but it was tough. Don't get me wrong. It was absolutely tough. So let me put up on the screen, if I can, if I have the graphic up here. I'm pretty sure I do. Hang on here. I apologize. Bear with me. Got a lot going on here tonight, so. One minute. I know dead air is bad air, but just hang on. All right, maybe I don't have it. Anyway, I'm going to read over the girls' softball player, offensive player of the year nominees because this was every time we had like eight, and then we went researching even more and would get another nominee, and then I was like, wow, let's look at this young lady, which we did, and it's an incredible group of 12 girls. So I want to make sure that I mention all of their names here, and I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about each of them because they all had outstanding seasons. Maybe their teams didn't, all of their teams didn't, but these young ladies certainly did. So we start with, and Brooke, I apologize. Brooke Mucerino, I believe is how it's pronounced, and you can help me out with that. Brooke had a heck of a season. 451, 37 hits, 36 RBIs, 5 home runs, 780 slugging, 1263. Alicia Thompson from the 6A state champ Melbourne Bulldogs. 30 hits, 349, led the county with 9 home runs, 732 slugging, 1133 OPS. Lauren Garvey of Rockledge, 484, 31 hits, 21 RBIs, 521 OBP. Keely Ellsworth of Merritt Island, 500, 38 hits, 28 doubles. She was 28 RBI, 7 doubles, and 3 triples, and a home run for the Mustangs this year. Anna Brait, 413, 21 RBIs, 5 home runs for the Hawks this year. Callie Perillo. Callie's going to be a force to contend with here coming up. 500, 8 doubles, 3 triples for Holy Trinity. Anna at Vieira and Kaylee, by the way, at Merritt Island. Joni Mixon from Astronaut. There was one of 2 or 3 players from Astronaut we could have selected in this category. We went with Mixon, 400 batting average. The reason we went with Mixon, 30 more official at-bats than did the second-place girl on the team, and 40 more official at-bats than did the team leader. What's wrong? We got in and out audio. We do? Yeah, we got in and out audio. No, it should be good now. It's probably me just pulling on the cord. All right, make sure that's okay. Mixon, Joni Mixon from Astronaut. Still in and out audio, or are we good? This. Okay. Alicia Thompson, Lauren Garvey, Kaylee Ellsworth, nothing ever goes smooth. Anna Brait, Callie Perillo from Holy Trinity, Joni Mixon from Astronaut, Jaden Jones from Space Coast had a great year. 423, 30 hits. Daniela Monaco with an outstanding season. Monaco right there at the top of the district in a lot of offensive categories. Monaco, a 500 average, 25 hits, 21, 25 hits, 25 runs, 31 hits, 7 triples, 6 doubles, had a home run. She had lot of numbers to remember. 14 extra base hits this year. Kenna Roberts from Satellite. Again, a 10-win turnaround for that team. 473, 603 OBP. Cocoa Beach senior Natalie Carter. Carter led the county with a 571 batting average this year. 24 hits, 18 RBIs, 16 runs scored. And Cocoa senior Trinity Caron. Trinity, 455, 25 hits, 14 runs. On base, slugging, and OPS this season. She also led the Cocoa Tigers with. We good on the audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so once again, one more time, because I'm told we had in and out audio. Brooke Mucerino from Palm Bay, and I apologize, Brooke. You would think I should know with a name like Slaughter-Zinski. Alicia Thompson from Melbourne. Lauren Garvey from Rockledge. Kaylee Ellsworth from Merritt Island. Anna Brayton from Vieira. Callie Perillo from Holy Trinity. Joni Mixon from Astronaut. Jaden Jones from Space Coast. Daniela Monaco from Titusville. Kenna Roberts from Satellite. Natalie Carter from Cocoa Beach. Trinity Caron from Cocoa. What we did was we pulled 4 of these young ladies that we took them, like kind of advanced them through rounds, if you will. And our final 4 came down to Alicia Thompson, came down to Daniela Monaco out of Titusville, came down to Kaylee Ellsworth from Merritt Island, and it came down to Brooke from Palm Bay. And what we did was we really took a look at all of these girls. And look, I know what everybody's going to say to me. You know, if you're making a case for a player like an Alicia Thompson, you're going to tell me she went up against some of the toughest pitching in the entire state. No doubt about it. But I think the thing that I've learned watching softball is terrific pitching always beats great hitting. It just does. I mean, I've really been involved with watching softball now for 5, 6, 7 years. And if a pitcher's really good, nobody hits her. End of story. So I get it. And then you might say some of the strength of schedules. But when we took a look at everything, and we actually looked at what these girls did against in-county competition, we took a look at what these girls did against common opponents, against each other even. We then came up with, we had 2 finalists in the end. Daniela Monaco and Kaylee Ellsworth from Merritt Island were the 2 finalists we had. Brooke had an outstanding season. Congratulations. Daniela Monaco, great year. But our Brevard Sports Network 2022 Offensive Player of the Year, the Tampa commit, Kaylee Ellsworth from Merritt Island. Congratulations, Kaylee. Outstanding year for this young lady. Quite a season. Batted .500. She had 38 hits, 28 RBIs, 7 doubles. She was second in triples with 3, had a home run. She had 11 extra base hits. She led the team in OBP, slugging, and OPS. And check this out. Here's an amazing statistic for Kaylee Ellsworth. She didn't strike out 1 time all year. Not 1 time did this young lady strike out. And that is unbelievably impressive. And we were impressed with what she did this year and have named Kaylee Ellsworth the Brevard Sports Network 2022 Offensive Player of the Year. It was a tough decision. It was a hard decision. Again, Daniela Monaco, the year that she had. When you look at the district standings, and I think that that's key here, you look at on-base percentage. Ellsworth was second in the district in on-base percentage. In batting average, Ellsworth was tied for second in the district with batting average. RBIs. She was second, and she had an unbelievable all-around season. And I tell you what, you take a look at what Daniela Monaco did as well, and that on-base percentage that she had, over 800, was, or I'm sorry, slugging percentage of 871 this year, was absolutely amazing. Ellsworth was fourth in the district with a 711 slugging percentage. Brooke, she had a 780. I mean, it was just a fantastic year for softball this year. And so we want to congratulate Kaylee Ellsworth, our Offensive Player of the Year. Kaylee, we got a plaque coming for you as well. And, of course, we want to congratulate Jazzy Francic as our 2022 Brevard Sports Network Player of the Year, and our co-managers of the year, Dan Adell from the 6A state champ Melbourne Bulldogs, and Tom Fadul of the Satellite Scorpions. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. Congratulations, ladies. Outstanding season. I'm Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network.